Just getting started selling your products online? If so, maybe you've heard about the importance of SEO, search engine optimization, and you know it's important for your business and selling more products online, but you just don't know what SEO is and how it works. If so, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some SEO tips for beginners, including what search engine optimization is and how it all works. Hi, I'm Mallory Whitfield, and this is Badass Creatives, your home for marketing advice for artists, makers, and badass creative entrepreneurs. I've taught marketing and search engine optimization to hundreds of creative entrepreneurs and small business owners, as a frequent speaker at events like Craftcation Conference, as a former adjunct professor for Tulane University School of Professional Advancement, and through my Skillshare class, DIY SEO for e-commerce. Okay, so what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it's basically the process of ranking your website and getting found by search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and getting the organic or free search traffic from those search engines. So when people search for things that are relevant to your product or services, you come up in search results and people click through and find your website and your products. Many of the SEO strategies that will help you rank your own website in those search engines will also help you if you're selling on places like Etsy or Amazon Handmade and want to rank well in those search engines also. So as a small business owner and maker, knowing the basics of SEO is really crucial. Okay, so how does SEO work? Well, search engines want to serve up the best, most relevant search results to their users so that people keep using their search engines and don't go someplace else to look. One way to think of a search engine is like a helpful librarian. Think of the internet as a giant library full of information, and you need a librarian to help you find what you're looking for in that massive library. You're never going to know just off the top of your head exactly what book to pull the information from. Just like a friendly and knowledgeable librarian, the search engine's job is to help you find what's relevant to you and exactly what you're looking for as easily and as quickly as possible. At a library, as new books get released and come into the library and we have to figure out where to put them on the shelves, the librarians do the job of sorting the information and organizing it. And search engines work very similarly. Google and other search engines have spiders, creepy crawlies. They're sometimes called web crawlers or bots. Basically, these spiders crawl the internet constantly, looking for more information to catalog and put on those virtual internet shelves. And so part of how search engine optimization for your own website works is organizing the information and structuring it in a way so that those creepy crawly little internet spiders can understand what your website's pages are all about, who they are intended to be used by, and make sure that that information gets back to the Google search results or the other search engines. To understand how SEO works, it's important to understand how search engines pick what goes on top in the search results. Well, there are two main factors that affect what goes on the top of the search results: relevance and importance. Relevance is all about, does your individual page on your website or any other page on the internet match what a user is looking for? Is it relevant to the question that they have asked the search engine? And in comparison to all of the other options out there, all of the other pages on the internet, is it more relevant? Is it equally relevant? Is it less relevant than all of those other options that the search engine could show that user? When we talk about relevance, it's important to think about, does your page answer the question that someone is asking the search engine? The second factor, importance, is all about how your page measures up compared to other similar pages on the internet. And this comes down to things like backlinks and how people use and interact with your page compared to other similar pages. So one of the factors here under importance is something called click-through rate, also called CTR. If you've ever seen this acronym CTR in terms of any sort of search engine optimization or marketing, this is a really important marketing metric. And what click-through rate is out of all the times that your web page appears in the search results, what is the percentage of time that somebody actually clicks through to your website over all of the other options that they're given? When it comes to click-through rate, Google and the other search engines are not only concerned with how many times somebody clicks through to your web page over another similar web page, they're also concerned with what users do once they're on your website. Do they immediately find what they're looking for and then spend lots of time browsing and taking in the information or making a purchase on your website? Or do they fairly quickly hit the back button on their browser and have to go look for another website because they had a bad experience on your website, they couldn't navigate it, they didn't find what they're looking for? Basically, Google and the other search engines are really concerned with having a quality user experience. So you want to make your website easy to use and good for individual people. Another way that Google and the search engines measure importance is through backlinks. This is when other websites link back to you. Now, when it comes to backlinks, we want to aim for both quality and quantity. And really, quality is more important in most things in life, let's be real. It's better to have a few high-quality, relevant websites linking to you instead of a ton of spammy, irrelevant sites. We don't want to hang out in bad internet neighborhoods. Now, when it comes to understanding how SEO works, it's also important to remember that Google and the other search engines don't always show the same exact results for any given user. They're catering the search results to us as individuals based on things like our IP address, our location, our search history. They're basically trying to serve up the best possible, most relevant results for each individual person. Here are a few other aspects of SEO for beginners that you should be aware of. Keywords and keyword phrases. If you've started exploring SEO even a little bit, you may have heard of keywords. Now, this is one aspect where I see a lot of beginners get really tripped up because they hear keywords and they think in terms of single words, but that's not the way that most people search. Think about it. If you're an artist and you went to look for other artwork on the internet and you just typed in art into Google, the results would be so big and so broad. When we want to find something specific, we often use what's called long tail keywords or keyword phrases. So do some research. You can use the actual autocomplete features in search engines like Google and see what long tail keyword phrases might be relevant for your business or your products. You want these to be at least 3 to 4 words. The more specific, the better often, because there'll usually be less competition when we get more specific with keyword phrases. As you think about relevant keyword phrases, you'll want to include these throughout your website in places like your product titles, your page titles, your descriptions, your content, basically anywhere you can, but you want to make it feel natural and relevant. We don't want to do what's called keyword stuffing, which is just repeating a keyword in a way that feels unnatural and spammy. So I'm curious, what keyword phrases do you think might be relevant for your products or your business? Drop a comment below with the keyword phrase that you think you would like to optimize your website or product pages for. It should be about 3 or 4 words. Drop it below. My next SEO tip for beginners is to focus on creating some evergreen quality content pages like blog pages or resource pages. As you start to research some of these long tail keyword phrase ideas, you may notice that some of them deserve some more attention. Maybe they are big ideas that you can't just write a short paragraph about, or they don't really fit a product page on your website. They're more of a question about how you make the products you make or how to use the products you make. Maybe you are a handmade soap seller and you want to talk about the benefits to your skin of using handmade soap instead of the things that you might find in a big box retailer like Walmart or Target. Here you have a great opportunity for what's called evergreen content. This is one of my favorite places to focus when it comes to marketing your small handmade business. Evergreen content gets its name from evergreen trees. So think about an evergreen tree. It is green and beautiful all year round. And so evergreen content is very similar. It is information that doesn't quickly go out of style, but instead it will last the test of time. It will be useful to people a few months from now and a few years from now, potentially. What's great about evergreen content, especially when it comes to SEO, it means that you can put in a lot of your time and resources and effort into creating that content once, and you can continue to refine and edit it over time. But you're not constantly on this hamster wheel like on social media or something where you're constantly having to pump out new content in order to get seen. Instead, evergreen content, you can create it that once and optimize it and tweak it, but it should continue to get traffic throughout time if you do it right, because it's something that people are going to be looking for even months and years from now. So as you think of evergreen content topics, create blog posts or resource pages on your website and be sure to weave in those long tail keyword phrases that are relevant into your blog content or your resource pages. And my last main SEO for beginners tip is to make your website as user-friendly as possible. You don't want people to get confused or stuck or hit that back browser and go looking for another site on the search engines. If you sell your products online and have an e-commerce shop, you want to make sure that shopping experience is easy and trustworthy and makes people feel good and like it doesn't take too long. You also want to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. We want to make sure that people can navigate around and do what they need to do and make purchases if possible while on their mobile device. Think about how many of us are constantly looking at our phones and shopping online. So if you want to keep learning more about search engine optimization for beginners, I have a great class on Skillshare called DIY SEO for e-commerce. It is specifically designed to make things simple and easy for makers and artists and handmade business owners. So I'll drop a link in the comment below, or you can head over to Skillshare and search my name, Mallory Whitfield. I hope these SEO tips were helpful for you beginners, and if you have other specific search engine optimization questions or other marketing advice you'd like me to answer in a future video, drop a comment below and let me know what you want to see. I'm putting out new videos each week, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. SEO, no! Oh yes!